What policies do you think we need to prioritize in order to ensure that the American family can afford the basic needs?
So if you want to talk about housing, some of the main components of housing, building, trusses, steel, beams, come from other countries. And while we're having a housing crisis, we're also putting on tariffs that are also going to increase the costs of there. When it comes to food, people forget that a lot of our food mixture now actually comes from Mexico, because Mexico has a year-round climate that actually allows them to grow some of the vegetable mix and fruit mix that we can't actually find here. A good example would be tomatoes that come and are imported from Mexico. Because of the recent action of this presidency, the price of tomatoes are going to increase by 22% to favor, sorry guys, tomatoes from Florida and Georgia. And they're just not that good, to be honest, compared to the stuff that's coming in from Mexico and from Arizona. But whether your opinion is whether they're better or not better, the fact is that there's now less tomatoes coming in and costs are going up. And tomatoes go into everything, right? In terms of just what else we have to do, is Bernie and I are very lucky that we get to work on the Banking Finance Committee. And one of the things that we did in a bipartisan fashion, we got Chairman Scott and Elizabeth Warren together on 24-0 bill to deal with the housing crisis we have in this country.
Yes, by the way, I think if you think about that one for a little bit.
And we tackled it from all sides, right? We recognized, first of all, there was a regulatory burden that was causing increases in the cost of housing that was being pushed down onto the consumer. We understood the existential problem, the fact that the average first-time home buyer is 38 years old, which, going back to Bernie's point, what is the rural American dream? Yeah, you're right. It's not being a tech bro or anything like that. It's being able to afford to buy a home. As a Mexicano, Colombiano, that is our obsession, right? It's like, get the casita, get the troquita, and start your business, right? That's it. Right, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we had a lot of government regulations that were kind of getting in that way, as well as just even some incentives that were just no longer aligned. One of the things that I authored was a simple bill that said, the government can loan you more money if you're going to start apartments. That actually had not changed in almost 20 years, even though, as I said, the prices of things have gone up. Overall, what we need to do as a government, as elected officials, is understand that the middle class is not the middle class anymore. The middle class now is a cultural term. It's not an actual economic term. Because if you look at what's happening in this country, a family of four making $80,000 is not really making it. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel like they actually are going to be able to save for the future and actually have some type of real middle class lifestyle that I think you and I were actually able to benefit from, and many of you here. And so on a line-by-line basis, and I say we, Democrats and Republicans, need to be figuring out how to be lowering costs. So whether it's grocery costs, housing costs, insurance is going through the roof. I'm sure you guys see the property. I'll tell you guys about property insurance in Florida. Property insurance is going through the roof, and all that ends up making it harder and harder for a family to have anything left at the end of the month after they pay all their bills. That is not middle class. That is absolutely just barely making it by.